Hey everybody, and welcome back to Natural Piano. This time we're looking at Despacito by Luis Fonsi, Ramon Ayala and Erika Enda. And this is how part 1 goes. Into Despacito, which comes in part 2. So Despacito, very famous, most watched video on YouTube of all time. Very simple chord structure, so it's just 4 chords. Starts with B minor. You don't need to learn these chords, but I'm just going to show you what they are as it goes all the way through the piece. So B minor is how it starts, with a little riff on the guitar at the top. Then it goes to G. And it goes to D major. And then A major. And then starts over again. So it's just, the whole song is based around those 4 chords. Next bit of good news, which is a little bit in part 1 but then all the way through part 2, is the left hand is pretty much the same throughout. So once we get past the introduction, it's just a broken, what they call a broken chord, so it's the triad like that, which is the bass note, the 3rd and the 5th, and it just is played in single notes, so it goes like this. Very repetitive, very straightforward. And then when it changes to the next chord, which is G major, it's just those notes and that speed as well, and then D major and A major. So we get a little bit of that towards the end of part 1, but it features all the way through in part 2. So let's look at the intro and the rest of part 1, and let's start with the right hand. So it's got the guitar twirl right at the beginning, so it's these notes. Starts on the F sharp, then B, D, and then the twirl is C sharp, B, A sharp, and back to the B. So starting on the F sharp, B, D, then steps down, and then back up to the B. Okay, one more time. And it says play freely, so you can put your rhythm on it. Something like that. Okay, moving on. So then the next phrase starts on the B and then just goes all the way up. C sharp, D, E, F sharp, D, F sharp, D, and then F sharp for a 3rd time. So that again. comes down twice like that, and then up to the F sharp, and then you get the uneven rhythm. So it drops down an octave, so down to that one, and then you're into the start of the verse. So it drops down to the F sharp, up to the D, then down to an E, and then up to a C sharp. So let's just do that run again, all the way up to the F sharp, starting on the B, repeat. Third time, just hold that for a bit, and then drops down like that. So let's get into the verse. So that's the first chord. So B minor, you remember, is the first chord of the sequence. B, F sharp, and D. And then for the next three chords, it's just a combination of the first chord for the notes that follow. So it's the same pattern for each of the three, so it goes like this. So firstly the chord, and then it's the bottom note up to the second note, and then the top note, and then the bottom note, and then the middle note. So it's this rhythm. So that's that, and then after that there's just a bridge to the next chord. So it's F sharp, the bottom, D, C sharp, B, coming down. So let's do all of that again. So it's chord, bass, note, middle note, top note, bass note, middle note, bridge. Okay, and up to speed. We do the same again, this time in G. So it's the B at the top, the G is now in the middle, and then the D at the bottom. So same again. Bass, middle, top, bass, middle. And then the bridge is this time, so it's G and D. C sharp, B, C sharp. So let's just do that G major section again, starting on the D and going up to the B, bridge, and the next chord is D major. So it's this time D at the top, A and F sharp, and it's the same again. So chord, bass note, middle note, top note, bass, middle. Okay, so let's just do that again. And then into the bridge, and this time the bridge is just adding in a D at the top, then C sharp E. So that's the note we finished on after the chord. Add the D, C sharp, E. So let's just do the D major bit again. Okay, and then the final bit, C major. Slightly different this time because it's then leading into the next bit of the verse. Still get the chord, so A, C sharp and E, and then it's bass and second note as before, but this time it changes into the falling interval thing here. So it's falling sixths going down, one note there. So let's just do that again. So it's the A major chord, bass, and second note, but this time it's F sharp, D, E, C sharp, to take us into back to B minor. So let's just play that section from the first B minor. Bridge, then to G, another bridge, and D major this time. Bridge, A major. First two notes, and then it changes. And then we're into the main bit of the verse. So that's a B and an F sharp. And then it's so let's just do that slowly. So starts on an F sharp up to a B, C sharp, and then there's a chord, just D and B, then the top note goes up and then back again. Next chord, C sharp and F sharp, B, A. Let's do that again. Starts on the F sharp. And you'll remember it's G major that follows B minor, so that's where we find ourselves, G, D and B. So that's the chord, and then we just play another version of that chord a bit higher. So it's still D, B and G, but in a different order this time, and that repeats. So that's the first chord, second chord repeats. So let's just lead into that again. D, E, back to D, and the A leads to the G, and that repeats. Then after G it's D major, of course, so it's now D and F sharp, and the note drops to an A, repeats, and then re-sound the F sharp again, and the D and the A repeat again. And the next chord is D and A, and the top note goes E, C sharp, and the A repeats. Okay, let's do that again. So now into D major, so D, A, D, A, F sharp repeats, D, A, D, A is a chord now, and then E, C sharp, and the A repeats. Let's just try that once again. And that's held for a bit. And then we're back to B minor again. So it's just that note. And then it's the same as two phrases ago, but this time without the bottom note. So starting on an F sharp, B, C sharp, D, E, D, C sharp, B, A. Let's do that again, so start there and then F sharp. And then after that it's G major. So it's the same as we did before, so it's this G major chord, G, D, B, and then up, G, B, D. So this time we just have the little note goes up to an E and back again to the D where the whole chord sounds again. So it goes like this. So that chord then, and then it's same as before. So it's this D major, D and F sharp, with the D dropping to the A, back to the D, A, and then chord repeating. So same as we learnt just a bit earlier. minor, and a bit more of the main verse tune coming in now. So again it's B and F sharp, and this time the B repeats 3 times, then C sharp, D, C sharp, D, C sharp, D, C sharp to the G. So let's just do that bar again. And the F sharp repeats when you get to the D, then to the G major chord, and then the B's repeat, and then up to the C sharp, bottom G repeats as you get to the D, C sharp, D, C sharp, then up to an E. Let's just do that again. And after G it's D major, so it's this time it's A and F sharp, and then the top note repeats again 3-4 times this time, and then it's the F sharp repeating when you get to the D, A, D, A, D, A, E, E. So that again, so it's D major this time. This repeats 4 times, then up to the D, F sharp repeats underneath, then D, A chord, E, E, and to A major, which this time is the C sharp and the A, which is the last chord before we get to the chorus of Despacito. So that's the right hand. Let's have a look at left. So we've already talked about the chords. And the D major. So it's worth spending a bit of time just learning that and getting a hand familiar with that, because that goes all the way through the second part and for a little bit of the first part as well. But for the very beginning it's just some chords that are held. So the very start is D and B, while the right hand does the twirly guitar riff, which then repeats and gets held for a bit longer. So while the right hand's doing the introduction. And then so that's kind of the intro, then the proper intro. So the sequence is B, and then when the right hand changes to G, the left hand does as well. It goes down to a G, then up to a D, for the D major, and then when it moves to A major, it just follows to an A. And then it repeats. B held until we shift to G, and it's the G, and then A again. And it does this one more time. Held, 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 held. Right, and now we're into the broken chords. So where the right hand starts with the main tune of the verse, you get and then it just stops without the second bit of the chord repeating, as the right hand does Despacito. And that's all there is to it for the left hand. Very straightforward, very simple. Most of the difficulty in the tune is in the right hand. So that's it for part 1. Join us for part 2, where we will cover Despacito and then all the other elements as well, all the way through to the end. So thanks for watching Natural Piano. Enjoy your playing. Okay, if you're not already signed up with us, click on the link to continue with part 2. Don't forget to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we post all the first parts to our tutorials. And you can also find us on Facebook, and if you have any requests, please post on Twitter using the hashtag #NPRequests. We'd also love to see how you're getting on with the tutorials, so please post a clip on Instagram using the hashtag #natural_piano, and we will share the clip. Thanks for watching Natural Piano. Enjoy your playing.